The referendum on whether or not the UK should remain in the European Union will not take place on the same day as national and local elections next May. Downing Street said ruling out May 5 was a concession to MPs' concerns. Opponents said it would have confused the issue to have the vote on the same day as other elections. The government is also expected to address concerns over the purdah period, which restricts campaigning before a referendum is held. Speaking after an amendment to the EU Referendum Bill ruling the May 5 date was tabled on Monday, the No. 10 spokesman said, "We have listened to the views expressed by MPs across the House and decided that we won't hold the referendum on May 5, 2016. That date is the same day elections to the Scottish Parliament and Welsh and Northern Irish assemblies are being held, along with the London mayoral election. Elections will also be held that day in 126 English local authorities, and all Welsh and Scottish councils." Conservative MP Bernard Jenkin welcomed the ruling out of the May 5 date, saying it would have confused the whole issue holding the referendum on the same day as other major elections. Downing Street has also said the government will seek to address the concerns of Tory Eurosceptics who have tabled amendments to the EU referendum bill to reinstate the purdah period. Ministers are considering issuing a code of conduct aimed at reassuring rebels that they would not abuse the power of the Whitehall machine during the referendum campaign. The Political Parties, Elections, and Referendums Act 2000 set out a 28-day period ahead of a referendum, during which ministers, government departments, and local authorities are banned from publishing material relating to the issue in question. But Prime Minister David Cameron has said this would mean ministers were barred from speaking about European court decisions and the EU budget. He has also said the government will not be neutral when it comes to the in/out referendum. Public money. Eurosceptic former Cabinet Minister Owen Paterson said it would be unacceptable for the government to use public money to promote a vote to stay in the EU. Mr. Jenkins said the existing purdah rules had been applied to every referendum staged in the past 15 years and had been endorsed by both the Electoral Commission and the Committee on Standards in Public Life. "I think the government has been very badly advised on the date and on this," he told BBC Radio 4's Today. "If they had accepted the Electoral Commission's advice on purdah we would not be in this mess. The Electoral Commission thinks the purdah period should be longer than 28 days. The government thinks they should be able to use their civil servants and their press officers and their special advisors to support their activities. These are rules that the government is scrapping and people will think they are trying to rig the whole playing field." Downing Street said Mr. Cameron wanted the ability to publish material but was not seeking to overly influence the outcome of the campaign. Labour said they were not in the same position as Tory rebels over the issue but did want clarity about how the government would operate during the referendum period. Last week, MPs overwhelmingly backed plans for a referendum, allowing the legislation to move to the next stage of its progress through Parliament. It still has several more stages to pass through, however. It enters its committee stage on Tuesday, during which it will be debated in detail by the whole of the House of Commons.